Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with an update to the Am I the Astronaut for Disowning My Wife's Daughter After She Chose Her Mom's Affair Partner Over Me story. Let's go. First off, I just want to thank you guys for the support you guys have shown me. This past week has been the hardest period of my life. Seeing the love you shared with the woman you considered your partner for life just vanish hit me worse than anything else. To those who have privately messaged me, thank you and please be patient with me. I have over 100 unread messages to date and will need a bit of time to respond to all of them. I just want to update you on the things that have happened since I posted. First of all, I'm happy to report that I've quit the alcohol. It was tough, but seeing how my life was basically falling apart due to my constant drinking was really a wake-up call for me. As someone kindly suggested, I asked my mom to throw out all of the alcohol in her house. The first couple of days were tough with me being more depressed than ever, but I'm doing much better now. As for my wife, I've had a brief conversation with her and I have halted all divorce proceedings for the time being. There's still a lot to navigate and a ton of logistics involved, and my decision for divorce seemed a bit in the heat of the moment. I'm not saying that I'm going back to her. I'm just saying I need to reevaluate everything again. What she did was beyond hurtful and irresponsible. If I were to get back with her, she has to do a lot to make up for this mess. I have removed half of the money in our joint account and have stopped paying for the lease on my wife's car. I asked her the following questions. Has she been in contact with Daniel since our falling out? She said she has completely cut off contact with her ex-boss and is willing to do anything to make our marriage work. Why did she go to meet him in the first place? She said she honestly doesn't know. She met him at a get-together her old company held, and in her words, they just clicked. They started hanging out as friends, and soon things grew out of hand, and she started bringing him over to the house when I was at work. Did she have feelings for him while they worked together? She said she found him cute, but left it at that. They never did anything or said anything outside of work. Until they did. Why did she bring Daniel around our daughter? Lisa once caught them making out on the couch, and when she threatened them to tell me, they quickly shut her up with gifts and a new phone, etc. Yup, knew that happened. And soon enough, Lisa starting to like having Daniel around because of the gifts, etc. Bought her off. That was it. Did she badmouth me to Lisa? To this, she just went silent and started crying. I then pressed a bit more and she finally blurted out that she started telling Lisa that Daniel was her bio dad. Is he? Is he the bio dad? She said that just so she would be more accepting of him. Got it. Not gonna lie, after this, I myself started crying and just hung up. I did see a change in my daughter around the same time, but I just chalked it up to her being a teenager. But hearing this just broke my heart even more. I also want to thank you guys for telling me it wasn't right to put all of the blame on my 13-year-old daughter. I wasn't thinking straight at the time. And when I started sobering up, I did sort of realize the mistake I made. Well, yeah, because she was a teenager that was accepting bribes. What teenager is not going to be able to be bribed? I have unblocked my daughter and have been texting her since yesterday. She has apologized to me, and it seems like my wife, in desperation to get me back, has confessed the truth to my daughter. My daughter has told me that she stopped talking with her mother since she confessed. I apologized to her for the comments I made about disowning her, and we have planned to meet up tomorrow at the local park. I, again, just want to sincerely thank you guys for the support and the advice. Honestly, I couldn't have navigated this mess alone while being intoxicated. Only God knows what would have happened if I didn't reach out. I also want to apologize for the drunken rant I went on in the comments. I'm beyond embarrassed at the things I said. Again, thank you for all the support and wish you all a wonderful weekend. Edit. I forgot to mention the DNA test on my son. I do definitely acknowledge it being a possibility, but neither am I mentally in a place to be able to cope with the stress of something like that, nor am I ready to face the reality that I might look at him differently if the test turns out negative. I'll do it eventually, but not now during this mess. Top comment here. She said she has completely cut off contact with her ex-boss and is willing to do anything to make our marriage work. Right. How did she apparently have the strength to cut him off now, but not before the affair began? OP, look at the facts. In the first 3 months of dating, she never even mentioned having a daughter. She deliberately hid this from you. She let a child sit unattended and unsupervised in a full diaper for how long? So much worse could have happened to him, household cleaners, etc. She basically risked the kid's life to talk to the AP. She had zero hesitation to emotionally manipulate her daughter to keep her affair going. Her immediate reaction to being caught was to hit you. Two things here. Obviously the hit itself, but she never felt guilty and confessed. You caught her. her? How long would she have kept cheating if you didn't catch her? From the very beginning of your relationship, she has lied to you. A lie of omission is still a lie, and she has lied to, neglected, and manipulated her own children. Do you see a consistent pattern of behavior that has lasted 12 years? She has shown you who she really is. Believe her. There is no coming back from this. For your own sake, divorce her. Don't take her back. And if that isn't enough for you, this simple fact that she manipulated your child, lied to her, allowed her AP to buy her off with gifts to get her to hide an affair from you, is definitely a deal breaker. I'm not saying you rush into anything, but as you review all of these things, yes, I'm so glad that you've unblocked your daughter and that you're starting to see a little bit of the light there. Yes, she was wrong. Of course she was wrong. She was bribed into it, though. She was manipulated into lying to you. She was manipulated into dinging her character to do this with bribes, which is utterly f***ed up. But not all of the blame is on her for this. This all stems from your soon-to-be ex-wife and Daniel, who just gives zero shits about destroying whatever is in the path of his penis, apparently. Gosh dang, man. I'm glad that you have started to slow down. Obviously, the drinking was a big problem, and it's one of the things we said the first time around. He's sitting there drinking and letting his mom take care of the baby. That's not going to work. That's not going to look good when you finally get to a custody hearing. Like, that's crap that can be used against you. It's also just not the right thing to do. So get your head out of your ass. Start to actually evaluate what's going on around you. And you've started to do that. So you've got some clarity now. You're understanding that your daughter isn't an evil person here. She was manipulated. I'm glad that that is on the path to reconciliation. But your soon-to-be ex-wife, there is no way in hell that you could trust her. None. Even if it was just what she did with the baby, neglecting your baby so she can talk to her affair partner, just that's enough. Just bribing your teenage daughter to be able to, just bribing the teenage daughter to hide the affair, that's enough. Like, all of these things individually are enough. Together, it's overwhelming. There's no way you could ever trust her again. No way.